When most of us think of creativity, we think of some artistic endeavor that may include artwork or music or performances or design. We think of it as some product that we are moved to create. We don't often think of creativity as a critical relationship skill. But creativity can make your relationships better, both immediately and in the long term. Each one of us has the ability to look at the situations in our relationships and find ways to use creativity to change our thoughts, our words, our actions. Creativity can make almost any relationship better. And when it can't, it does give us an opportunity to find creative ways to end the relationship. So when I'm speaking of relationships today, I'm talking about all kinds. Those marriage and romantic partnerships, all of the familial relationships like the parent-child or the ones between siblings. I'm talking about friendships and work relationships, and even just those casual acquaintances. For the ease of today, I'll use the word partner to describe the various people with whom we are in relationship. Relationships are hard work. And most of us would jump at the chance to improve our relationships so that they work better for us, so that they're a little bit easier to move through, and that they are connecting us with the people that we care about in a meaningful way. Creativity is a powerful practice that can be used to instantly improve any relationship when we apply it consciously. So relationships of any kind, doesn't matter what it is, come with all kinds of issues. And if we want to resolve the issues, we need to find different ways of resolving them. And sometimes that requires tapping into a different mindset altogether, or finding a different way of seeing things. When we're able to tap into creativity in our relationships, rather than trying to manipulate other people to change, we as the creator see multiple possibilities where we can utilize these creative ideas to solve the same problem. Rather than having it be my way or your way, the creative mind comes up with a third or a fourth or maybe even a fifth possibility, a different solution than we've been able to think of before. Creativity encourages us to look at problems from multiple perspectives. Instead of just making assumptions or jumping to conclusions based on our perspective alone or based on what has happened in the past, when we can look at it from a different perspective, look at it from a different angle, it opens up in us a place of infinite possibilities, and we can see potential outcomes. We often see solutions that we could not see before, and creativity helps us move away from what has been to what is a new possibility that is unfolding. If we can shift away from our beliefs about a situation and try to see it through the other person's eyes, we may gain a whole new perspective about what's really happening for the other person. And by changing our perspective, we're more likely to see and understand where our partners are coming from. And this makes us a much more empathetic and compassionate companion, and it certainly enhances the relationship. Creativity is an emotionally charged trait, and it can actually help you tap into your emotions more often and more completely. And oftentimes, the lack of being able to tap into our emotions is a huge barrier in relationships, in authentic and real relationships, when we can't tap into our emotions in a real way. Feeling our emotions and expressing them to our partners can instantly improve our relationships. And getting in the habit of sharing these feelings with our partners will often benefit our relationship over time. We think that when we are faced with a relationship challenge, that the only way to solve it is to change the external events or change the other person. However, when we tap into this creative impulse within us, we realize that just like the colors on an artist's palette, events and people are unique and varied. The true power of creativity comes forth when we mix the colors and create something that's never been seen before. Our creativity allows us a different mindset, with which to explore the varying responses that can lead to those different outcomes and lead ultimately to unique solutions to those challenges in our relationships. Sometimes to engage that creativity, we need to do something unexpected. As cliche as it might sound, there's something to be said for spicing up a relationship, even those non-romantic relationships. Try using your creativity to come up with unexpected activities that will add a little interest and novelty back into the relationship. Find those things that are not your norm, those things that you avoid doing, things that require you to stretch and grow a bit, and invite your partner along on the journey. And see what unfolds, see what transpires when you shift things up a little bit and spice up those relationships. You can always make choices that proactively benefit your relationships. And using your imagination and creativity can instantly reintroduce excitement into any relationship. So don't be afraid to try something out of the ordinary. You are in control here, and you can do your part to create a relationship which is fulfilling and meaningful to you. You can choose to be the creator in the relationship and not the victim, the one who is subjected to the other person's behavior. And once you make the decision to do that, any relationship you are in will instantly improve. There is a modern Greek word that speaks to this idea of integrating creativity into all of our relationships, into all the things that we do. The word is meraki. And meraki literally means essence of ourselves. The actual translation represents a concept which cannot be translated into a single word, but it means something like something done with one's soul, with creativity, effort, and a lot of love. It's when you put yourself, something of yourself, into what you're doing, whatever that might be. When you actually deposit some part of you into that, through your actions, through your creative ideas, through the emotions that you're expressing. Meraki is often used to describe something we do like cooking or preparing a meal, or rearranging our furniture, or choosing decorations, or creating a special event for someone. But I think it also works well when we're speaking about relationships. Overall, the word meraki means doing something with your entire soul. Now, I can't imagine anything more important than putting your entire soul, your creativity, your love, that something of yourself, into any relationship. As author Eva Hogan puts it, if the picture of your relationship doesn't look the way you want it to, make some changes. Add in a splash of love, a drop of compassion, a touch of responsibility, a swirl of forgiveness, and turn your relationship into a masterpiece. And so as we head into the ultimate holiday that is set aside for relationships, I invite you to look for different ways of dealing with the challenges as they occur, no matter what kind of relationship it is. Look for the ways that you can be creative. Look for the ways where you can be a little bit more compassionate. Look for the ways in which a little forgiveness may be needed, or maybe just an extra splash of patience. But most of all, look for the ways that you can put something of yourself, of your entire soul, your creativity, and your love into any relationship. Just take an opportunity and give a little more meraki. I think we will all benefit from that. I know our relationships will benefit from that. And when we and our relationships benefit, our entire community and the world benefits. That's just the way it works. So let's take this into prayer right now, to our spiritual mind treatment. And so we just take a moment and turn within, connecting with that indwelling presence, with that creative love intelligence as we understand it, And from this place of deep connection, I know that there is only one. One power, one presence, one creative love intelligence that has brought forth everything into existence. I know this one as that unconditional love, that perfect peace, that grace that is the very lifeblood of all creation. And because I know there's only one, I know that I am one with it. That all that I am, all that I have ever been, is a perfect emanation of that creative love intelligence. I know that I am the place where the divine shows up in form and in function. And as I know this is true for me, I know this is true for each person, that we are all unique and perfect manifestations of the divine, living the life of the divine right here and right now, in this time, in this place. And so I speak my word of truth. I know that each and every one of us is a place for the creative activity of the divine. I know that it flows through each one of us easily and effortlessly. That it is ready and readily available for us to just simply tap into it in any moment of need. That creative impulse resides right at the very heart of our being. And with that creative impulse is all of the possibilities that have ever existed. This infinite potential is a divine energy that is moving itself into expression in all of our relationships, in all of our endeavors. And I know that as each one of us recognizes this truth of our being, we become an outlet for that creative expression. And we watch as wondrous things unfold in our lives because of it. I am so grateful to know this. I'm so grateful to feel it. I'm so grateful to see it operating in the life of this community. And I just simply release this word into the law, into that creative part of that love intelligence that always says yes. I let it go and I let it be. And so it is. Amen.